As we know, the French Revolution occurred in 1789, but at the time, no one would have predicted the impact of the French Revolution or the Industrial Revolution, which was also occurring roughly around the same period. But already by the 1780s, in what was called the New World, the American Revolution had already occurred. By 1787, the United States became an independent country, and we can also see that new kind of spirit that was in the air when that revolution broke out, right before the French Revolution that was going to break out in 1789. So, looking here, it is interesting to think about the fact that Immanuel Kant, who is a major philosopher of the Enlightenment, not the founding person, but one of the most articulate voices for the Enlightenment for the period. It is interesting he wrote his essay and published it in a paper, a newspaper, in answer to the question, what is enlightenment? And he published this in 1784. 1776 is when America begins its fight for independence. 1784, this is published. 1787, America becomes independent. And then 1789, France is going to become independent, declare its independence, and then create a revolution after that. So, in the 1780s, Europe and the United States are still mostly countries based on agriculture. Not much had changed for a couple hundred years, almost. But the ideas are already changing. So, what is significant about Kant's essay, an answer to the question, what is enlightenment, is that he really makes a clear statement about what people think they are doing when they are fighting for freedom. So, the Enlightenment, as we know, is a word that is borrowed mainly from Eastern philosophy and Eastern religion, but it began to be adopted in European culture, especially through German philosophy. And of course, Immanuel Kant is a German philosopher. The opening sentence of Kant's essay is, enlightenment is the human being's emergence from his self-imposed immaturity. Enlightenment is a person's freeing himself or herself from being immature, from having the courage to trust his own freedom or her own freedom to act, and not needing to rely on some outside authority. He says the motto of the Enlightenment is to have courage to make use of your own understanding. That is the way that Kant puts it. Again, Kant is not the only person who is thinking about the Enlightenment, of course, but he is the person who articulates it most clearly, and which is why he still represents that voice that makes clear what is going on at this period in the 1780s. So even though the social conditions, the environmental, the economic conditions have not noticeably changed a lot, it is still based on farming and agriculture and life in the countryside in Europe and in the Americas. Even though that is all true, the ideas are spreading. And maybe we can already see through this contact, through all kinds of international trading and moving around, people spreading out since the 16th century, Europeans spreading out across the globe. This kind of new contact also gives people new ideas about freedom.